Steve Quayle, stay there. Continue to break all this down, the different facets on the other side. Your calls are coming up in the next hour on the Flu Martial Law Takeover Program.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well-funded.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement of personality cultists who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
Good day, Jim Newcomer from Midas Resources. August 5th, 2009. Gold opened this morning at $966.30. A 1-ounce gold coin can be purchased for $993.79, $496.89 for a half ounce, or $248.45 for the quarter ounce. That's $993.79, $496.89, or $248.45.
On June 4th, 1963, Executive Order 11,110 was signed with the authority to strip the Federal Reserve Bank of its power to lend money to the United States government and interest. With the stroke of a pen, Kennedy would have put the Fed out of business. The November assassination quieted the production of the new currency. However, the executive order still stands unrepealed. Midas has the Kennedy versus Fed document. Call 800-686-2237. Unlike your liberty, the paper is free. Call 800-686-2237. If you're interested in breaking the bondage of taxation and debt, call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
If you'd like to quit smoking regular cigarettes and try a revolutionary new alternative, this might be the most important message you will ever hear. PremiumECigarette.com brings you the electronic cigarette. It looks like a cigarette. It feels and tastes like a cigarette, and even delivers nicotine like a cigarette. But because this is not a cigarette, it doesn't deliver toxic chemicals and tar into your lungs or discolor your teeth. The Premium e-cigarette has no flame or ashes, and you can smoke it anywhere, even where cigarettes are not permitted. Because the vapor you exhale is only water, not dangerous secondhand smoke. You've tried the gum, you've tried the patch, you've tried cold turkey. Now it's time to try the Premium e-cigarette. By doing so, you will save 60 to 75% over regular cigarettes. If you'd like to learn more, visit PremiumECigarette.com. That's premium, the letter E, cigarette.com. PremiumECigarette.com. Or call 866-242-9210. That's 866-242-9210 today.
Studies have shown that many people do not get the proper vitamins and minerals necessary to maintain good health. With so many places to choose from, deciding where and what to buy can be a lengthy, frustrating process. The answer is simple. PureBulk.com. PureBulk.com has over 150 bulk wholesale nutritional products in stock, including vitamins, super antioxidants, amino acids, and herbal extracts. PureBulk.com's products contain no fillers, no additives, no fancy retail packaging, and no minimum purchase, allowing you to save 50 to 90% over store-bought supplements. PureBulk.com carries atomic iodine, red wine extract, ginkgo biloba, oil of oregano, natural coffee caffeine, L-arginine, resveratrol, hyaluronic acid, creatine, curcumin, pine bark extract, grape seed extract, and more. For prices, additional products, and more information, visit PureBulk.com. That's PureBulk.com. Or call 406-251-3270. That's 406-251-3270 today.
I want listeners to very carefully pay attention to what we're saying. During that whole flu hysteria that the government and the media created, over a few hundred people dying in Mexico and the United States, maximum, most of those turned out to have died of other illnesses or were already on breathing machines or had cancer or were very elderly. I forgot during that whole hysteria to point out I had foreseen all this in March, on the March 5th shows specifically, and said they're going to launch a massive flu hysteria, whether it actually kills a bunch of people or not, because I saw them building the mass graves, telling local police get ready for troops to be on the streets. Now suddenly, for any and all reasons, they're putting troops on the streets after they built this up for years. They didn't just do this overnight. And so I see decades of preparation and taking over local governments and paying people off and all of the psyops and the Hollywood movies showing troops with the police and troops at the Kentucky Derby and Super Bowl all coming together now. And I would say there's an 80% chance that they're going to go with it in the fall and that this is the big one. Now, if we get the word out and scream bloody murder, Steve Quayle, do you have any hope that we can back this off if we just go absolutely wild and get the information out? But adding to that, most people...
I do in one respect. I really believe that when we're appealing to the individuals in the military and law enforcement, that if we can give them enough information, I mean, there are people out there that are listening to you and I that control the most powerful weapons in the world, that control things that most people don't even know exist. And I'm talking about those that have that systems that echo through the universe that literally should put a stop to this. Because look, if a general in the intelligence community, and by the way, people don't understand that when people break rank with multiple stars, and I'm talking in the National Security Agency and other places, it costs them in effect if they're signing a death sentence to themselves. So my hope is that by your program, my program, and all the different things we're saying, let me just give you one statement that we've got to get on record, okay? Dr. Mei Wan Ho and biologist Professor Joe Cummings have written that vaccines themselves can be dangerous, especially live attenuated viral vaccines or the new recombinant nucleic acid vaccines. They have the potential to generate the virulent viruses by recombination. The recombinant nucleic acids could cause autoimmune diseases. What that means, and this is something that people have got to understand, those in the military, you should question the vaccines you've been given. Those of you in law enforcement, you're going to be on the first lines of this. By the way, information came to me from some guys in Kansas with, I think, the state patrol there, that they're having some really bad reactions to some of the vaccines they're being forced to take. And also, Alex, I have validated through multiple highway patrols in different states that they're being told they have to be able to redeploy for 30 days. You covered that. But even in Montana, that was just initiated last week, and be able to go another state and be basically on their own for 30 days without any resupply. It's important that people understand this. So the only hope we have, and this is true, is first of all, and I say this with absolute clarity, people have got to recognize the spiritual nature of this thing and absolutely repent for being apathetic, indifferent, and totally caught up with the mundaneness of this.
Yeah, people don't care about 51 million aborted babies and say they're not human. The New World Order and John P. Holdren, the eugenicists, don't think you're have a right to life either. And later, before you leave, let's get into this huge revelation of the eugenicist White House science czar. Steve, what I want to do in the time we have, though, is I want to go point through point with you in the next long segment coming up. I want to go over the history of chemical biological testing on the people. We know the government's done this before. We know in 1976 they vaccinated troops at a base that killed them, that started the swine flu epidemic. We know that vaccine killed a bunch of citizens. That's why they had to stop.
2,000, Alex. 2,000 people died. 4,000 people were permanently incapacitated.
Well, that's a conservative government number. Yeah, I've seen it as high as 10. You're right.
I can tell you that's what they admit to. The numbers I was told by people in the background said it was 10 times higher, and they said they quit reporting it too. They went into damage control mode where they literally, he said, Steve, they are burying people faster than they could count them.
Well, that's the issues. We have to go through these because when you're saying this, it's all mainstream news. When you're saying the points you're making, it's all admitted. When you talk about the fact that there are scores of different indeterminate numbers, I know it's more than 30 or 40 last time I saw the list, of test vaccines of live virus being given, that's mainstream news. When they admit it's causing incredible adverse reactions, that the virus is now mutating in the body, that Texas suddenly has 5 new mutations, according to the state health department last week, caused from the vaccinating, they're clearly trying to have this genetically engineered flu virus mutate. And it's admittedly manufactured. So, And then on top of it, the flu vaccines they're trying to develop won't cover whatever it's mutated into in the future. So there's no reason.
To initiate it, Alex. They're designed to initiate it. They're not covering,
Stay there.
They're not defending. They're not protecting. They're initiating.
They're initiating.
We're on the march.